Alright, this is the bastard news. These are the bastard headlines. Tim Farron's campaign bus takes to the streets at the same time as Alex Salmond's campaign train takes to the tracks. Women in Saudi Arabia have finally been given the right to drive. A monopoly board has been created for the black community. A search party has been formed after a report that a farmer had dropped some spare change in his field. And the Tories' new Back to Work programme gets disabled people back into the building trade. We're back. This is alright, isn't it? What's up with this? I like it. A lot's gone off this last 9 months. Boy, has a lot gone off. I managed to capture a bomb scare incident on Artham Street in Sutton in Ashfield. A few months ago now. Check this out.
Bomb scare in Sutton in Ashfield. Artham Street. Allahu Akbar! No, nobody's bothered.
Turned out to be a young lad who'd fell out with his missus, threw a hissy fit, and then called police to tell him they were a bomb. What a knob. Now then, the EU Parliament uploaded a video a few weeks ago trying to sell us on the idea that corporations can enforce laws. And they say it without flinching. Just totally straight face, just totally admit it, as though we don't understand what the implications of it are. Now, let's analyse it.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news, the deliberate spread of false information for political purposes.
I don't know what that says, but that's George Soros's face on right-hand side, and he's a twat.
You know, fake news is one of the many excuses Democrats have been using for their candidates' loss. Facebook is now vowing to crack down on the practice and is doing so thanks to big bucks from the likes of George Soros, a big funder of the Democratic Party.
They're after conservative organizations and labeling it fake news, just like George Soros and company underwrote the Fairness Doctrine several years ago, trying to put pressure to get conservatives off talk radio. This is all this is about. It is going after conservative thought on the internet and banning it by somehow projecting it as being false.
Let's have a look at this article. Leaked documents show how George Soros spends big to keep populists out of power in Europe. Leaked documents from George Soros Open Society Foundation reveal how George Soros works to defeat populist candidates and movements in Europe. There's a link to the leaked document, you can go and read it. Soros, a US citizen, used a network of non-profits and partner organisations across Europe to try and affect the outcome of elections in foreign countries, the documents show. Through advocacy efforts, education campaigns and media influencing projects, Soros does his best to affect electoral outcomes around the globe in support of his open borders worldview, Soros says in the document. The next EU elections might also bring more populist and extremists into the European Parliament, which could undermine all our achievements to date. The document, marked confidential, appears to be from 2013. There's the document there. I mean, you can click on the link and view the whole thing if you want to. Here's another one. EU elections. Soros Foundation spent $6 million to destroy populism. Having spent $6 million influencing the 2014 European Parliament elections, leaked documents show that the Open Society Foundation, OSF, hoped the campaign would centre the condemnation of xenophobic discourse. Seeking to influence the elections, the OSF planned to mitigate the feared populist surge and limit the damage they believed it caused by xenophobic and anti-EU campaigns. I mean, there's loads of these articles out there. And that's just scratching the surface of what George Soros has been up to. Google him. Have a read through some of the things he's been funding and what he's been up to. Funding Black Lives Matter, who have been totally debunked and disproven all the claims and myths. The feminist movement, things like that. Antifa, the anti-fascist movement. Back to the video anyway.
Opinions on how to tackle the issue vary wildly, but there's one thing the European Parliament doesn't want.
Yeah, that's criticism.
Vi inventate il Ministero della Verità di George Orwell.
No one wants a ministry of truth.
Ingen sandhedsministerier her, tak.
Oh, but that is what the EU leaders want. That's exactly what they want.
The US elections showed the political power of misinformation.
Oh, and you won't give us any examples of misinformation, where we can give you loads of examples of misinformation coming out of the EU. Like, there won't be an EU army. Well, we now know that was misinformation. Oh, it's just an economic trading zone. It's not a political body. We now know that was misinformation. Oh, you can't have access to a single market without having free movement of people. Well, we know that's misinformation because many other countries do that. The list goes on. Back to it.
The US elections showed the political power of misinformation, and some have pointed fingers at Moscow.
Oh, it must be true then. If fingers have been pointed, well, I'll point one at you. But not the index, or the pinky, or the ring, or the thumb. It's the one you put up. M&M.
Informační válka, kterou vede Kreml proti EU, má za cíl Evropskou unii rozložit.
Yeah, it's an information war, but it doesn't mean the information is fake or false. Where's the evidence that it is? This video has nothing in it. I mean, of course Putin wants to break up the EU. You've got sanctions on him and you treat him like shit.
Likely to be on the radar are Russia's immediate neighbours, the Western Balkans, as well as France and Germany with elections coming up. Another issue up for debate is how to tackle hate speech online. Should it be up to users to behave themselves or tech giants to enforce the law?
Behave themselves. Are you going to be our mummy and daddy to make sure we behave ourselves? But you won't encourage people to just block or ignore hate speech, whatever that is. Well, we know what it is. It's made up. It's a made-up narrative that allows the left to gain the moral high ground and stand up to so-called fascists that don't exist. But they do exist because they make themselves the fascists in the process. They can also justify violence against their opponents this way.
When Richard Spencer was punched while giving an interview in the street, it was a cathartic moment for many. A lot of us find ourselves at a loss for how to respond as frightening and dangerous views are suddenly not only being aired, but mainstreamed.
When they go low, we go high,
said Michelle Obama, amid the rising ugliness of Trump's campaign. Well, going high doesn't always work. Some positions simply cannot be entertained, let alone argued against. There is this fallacy on the left around reasoned debate. Don't assault and boycott racists and misogynists. Debate with them. Don't go low, go high. Be better. But why? Why should we be better? Just for the sake of being better? Or because being better produces results? This philosophical Achilles heel is paralyzing liberal democracy. Would I encourage people to go around punching Nazis? No. But I will also not condemn them for doing so. The punch was a calling out after a time when too many things were not called out for what they really are. Going high might make us feel good about being the better party, but it is not a suitable response. And it doesn't work, particularly now while we face a clear assault on hard-won freedoms and equalities.
That was The Guardian again. And look how many dislikes that video had. It's not working. But the term hate speech is implying that hate is bad. It's an emotion that you shouldn't have. And they're going to police your emotions in this communist utopia they're creating for your own good because they love you.
Should it be up to users to behave themselves or tech giants to enforce the law?
Here we are. An idea that should never ever in a million years be considered or suggested in a society that has liberty at its foundation, at its beating heart. Tech giants enforcing laws. That's a fascist principle.
Der Code of Conduct ist ein wichtiger Schritt. Freiwillige Selbstverpflichtung ist allerdings zu wenig.
No technology is qualified to make the difficult decisions needed to qualify hate speech.
6 out of 10 news items shared on social media have not been read by the user sharing it. So before you post this video, make sure it's real.
I mean, that there was a flat earth article. I mean, literally what the fuck? Are you going to stop people saying any other opinion that you don't agree with, no matter how absurd? You fascist bastards. So that's that. They're selling you on the idea that tech companies, massive corporations, are going to be enforcing laws. Thank you. You've probably heard about this over the last few weeks. Diet drinks triple your risk of stroke and dementia and are far more dangerous than drinks sweetened with sugar. Boston University researchers found aspartame, a low-calorie sweetener, wreaks havoc on the arteries as opposed to sugar-sweetened drinks. They found a direct link between this damage and dementia or stroke risk. The news comes amid a surge in popularity for diet drinks in kids and adults. Adults who have at least one diet drink a day are 3 times more at risk from stroke or dementia, research shows today. Scientists say they should no longer be regarded as the healthier alternative and urge the public to stick to water or milk. Their study of almost 4,400 adults also suggests diet drinks are more likely to cause strokes and dementia than those full of sugar. There was no link between sugar beverages and either of the illnesses, although the researchers aren't encouraging us to drink those either. The team of scientists from Boston University believe the artificial sweeteners, including aspartame and saccharin, may be affecting the blood vessels, eventually triggering strokes and dementia. Well, I was handing out DVDs and leaflets about this years ago. It's been known about for years. There's a load of other side effects from aspartame that they found when they fed it rats and monkeys, and ants won't go near it.
Excuse me, can I ask you what's in your drink?
Diet Coke.
What's the ingredients?
Sugar.
Is there something in there called aspartame, by any chance?
Don't know.
Not sure. Aspartame, I'd Google it. It's the most tested food additive. It got rejected 4 times by World Health Organization. Then all of a sudden it got forced through. That looks absolutely delicious. Can I ask you what's in that can, sir? We're making an important documentary about food additives. We wanted to know what the ingredients were. Is there any fruit in that? It's got fruit, pictures of fruit. Natural flavourings. Now, we know that natural flavourings are bad. The natural strawberry flavouring has got 49 ingredients. Would you believe that?
Are you putting that on TV or something?
Yeah, this is going on the television.
Can you cut me off it?
Yeah, of course I can. I can cut you right out of that thing. Preservatives. See? Goodness me, you could squeeze your own fruit and add your own water. What's that you're drinking? What's in it? Which would work best for peace? A war or a party?
A party!
Missiles or flowers?
Flowers!
Sweet Misery is a good documentary. I'll put a link to it in the description box. But things that were once ridiculed with the cliche term conspiracy theory, a perfectly legitimate term, I would add, are now being widely accepted as common knowledge. And people don't forget. I guarantee you, people who I was handing out leaflets to, DVDs, having conversation with all them years ago, will remember. They'll remember some of the stuff I told them. Right, I hope you got something out of this episode of the Bastard News. I'll probably keep this going till I get bored of it. I will leave you with this short film from British Rail. Have a good day.
If you've had enough of roadworks and traffic jams and motorway pile-ups, don't forget, there is an alternative. Travel by rail. British Rail. Designed with efficiency in mind and designed for the traveller to travel in style. We employ the most helpful of staff, always there to answer your questions.
Oh, it's more than my job's worth, mate. I've told you. Go over there. It's nothing to do with me. Go to lost property. Not my fault you've lost your mother. Piss off.
Come on, get your tickets out. I haven't got all bloody day.
The magic of rail travel means you never know who you're going to bump into or who you're going to end up sitting next to.
Oh, pardon me. Dirty sod.
Annoying kids, classy cuisine, hygienic toilet facilities, and the opportunity to see the beauty of Britain from your window. There's nothing quite like travelling by rail, and your only rail is British Rail, so bloody well use it.